Moving on, let's talk about we're going to just briefly share, this is going to be part of Vault every week, we're going to talk about our war stories. Something we've been doing, I'm playing a fairly Paragon-ish, nice build, going off and being friendly and helping people. But honestly, my first war story is I've spent way too much time playing Missile Command and Donkey Kong. I know I've got a son to find out there in the wasteland, but those mini games are really well done. They are and I love that the Donkey Kong one has 3 levels instead of 4. Every home version of Donkey Kong has 3 levels practically. Nobody ever made a full one. Bethesda, I'm convinced that they aped that to be funny, and I just playing way too much of it, and the Missile Command game is great too. So my war story is that I took the tape out and used my Pip-Boy as a Game Boy and stop and play Donkey Kong and Missile Command for way too long at a time. And my son is out there somewhere, but he's such a creepy baby that that baby's
he is a really weird looking baby.
That is a creepy freaking baby. What about you guys? What are your war stories?
Well, I mean, how to pick just one. I guess one of my best moments, I think, was the Hubris Comics store.
Oh, wow.
Which I don't want to spoil.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Sure.
But that was a really great location that I strongly encourage everyone to check out. It's got surprises, it's got humor, it's got great loot. Absolutely go to Hubris Comics.
Is there anything you guys can share that's, we don't have to talk about the location necessarily, but, hey, there was this guy and this happened. Miranda, what do you got?
So, my boyfriend and I are playing together, and so we created a character together. Her name is Felicia. She's really cool. She's a sniper. She's very stealthy.
Right.
And kind of like my favorite moment so far is that we've gotten so invested in crafting and getting our mod rank up that we made this amazing sniper out of just like a dumb rifle. And we got to kind of like close to Diamond City, like one of this lookout point in like a church, and we finally found this sniper. We're like, we haven't found a sniper, finally! And it was worse than one we made. And so I was just like,
So cool.
We did it. We've made it in the world. We are crafting masters.
What kind of character are you playing, Miranda?
More stealth, very high in perception and agility. Looking into maybe getting some more luck, because Mysterious Stranger is really nice. But very much so just trying to hang back and just people off when we can, and if we don't, we have a massive shotgun that's ready for people.
How's your morality?
Good, generally good, but vengeful. So, yeah.
So basically, you're playing yourself.
No, that's not me. I'm not a sniper.
She's not basically.
See, I've gotten caught up in like political causes, which I didn't intend to. I thought, maybe this time I'd try to be, and I just nope. I've gotten swept up in the fight for freedom, and did not expect that to happen at all. And it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Steve, what about you?
Like Dan, just so many to pick from. I think a couple that are memorable to me are walking up to the Diamond City gates, not realizing that those weren't raiders, and so getting in a firefight, and this girl named Piper was just like working me, just like killing me, and I died and reloaded and tried it again and died and reloaded, and I thought, this fight's not for me. I'm gonna go do something else, and then I came back and I realized, I'm supposed to be talking to them, and eventually getting into the settlement and everything. So that was interesting. But the thing that I think most, or the thing that I put the most of myself into the game and actually began to think about this as a role-playing game and not just sort of a mechanical exercise in sort of story exploration, is early on when the old lady at Sanctuary wants the drugs so that she can sort of foretell the future, or she's got these visions that the drug helps her connect with. I gave it to her, and she had the little trance and gave the information. And then I felt really bad, because I felt like here I am basically being a codependent enabler of this old lady's drug habit. And I resolved then and there, and have kept to this, that outside of stim packs and Radaway, I will not use drugs in that game, because I want to set a good example for the other members of Sanctuary and for Sean when and if I ever get around to finding him. So I have a toolbox in Sanctuary that's just full of drugs that I will never take. And once I finally opened up Diamond City, I thought, well, I could use some money, and the drugs have the highest cost to weight ratio.
Yeah.
So from a standpoint of efficiency, rather than taking a bunch of Raider leather pieces over there, maybe I'll just go sell a bunch of drugs to the merchants in Diamond City. And so I'm already sort of compromising my vision of what I should be about value-wise in the game. But I love that. I love that I care enough about what's happening to actually be making decisions that are not mechanically optimized, or not based on what can I get out of this from a standpoint of game tools.
So you won't use drugs, but you'll sell them. That's adorable. What kind of build are you playing, by the way?
I am, again, a people pleaser, as I typically am in this games. In pen and paper RPGs, I'm a little snarkier, I'm a little more anti-establishment, but in a game where there's a little bit less opportunity for nuance, I tend to just be a force for good and authority and stabilization within the worlds that I'm in. From the standpoint of stats, I'm very high on intelligence and perception.
Yeah.
So I'm a modder with a lot of extra damage perks, and I've only just recently leveled up to local leader so that I could begin to tie my settlements together.
Do that. Okay. What about you, Dan?
I was focused on intelligence and luck.
Okay.
Because I was very crafty, so I wanted both, getting more stuff when I from loot, both ammo and caps for buying extra supplies, and also I wanted to be able to get gun nut and science.
Science, yeah.
So I could tweak my weapons. But yeah, I didn't really go in with a specific character like path in mind. I just kind of let it evolve based on what perks I wanted to pick. And also, morality-wise, the first time I go through one of these games, I always play the goody two-shoes. But I enjoy seeing opportunities to be mean. It's like, I'm going to come back and do that. So my first playthrough was on Xbox One, and I'm now on PC where things are better. So I'm definitely being a little bit meaner this time, quite a bit meaner actually.
So
I'm using that sarcasm button a lot. A good war story for you though is my first playthrough, 55 hours or so. I never saw a plasma weapon.
Oh.
Never saw a single plasma weapon the whole time through. I'm like, I got ammo. It's like I know these are out here somewhere. Finish the game, the story, and it's open ended after that. But so you can keep going. But had to write my review, so I did that, and it's like, well, I need some extra footage of this game. So I just went off, found a plasma weapon like the first. It was
like pops right there. There's immediately.
It was a legendary plasma weapon too.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Is that as much fun as it sounds like?
The modifier wasn't great on it. It was just like plus 25% damage, which is, it is great. Like that'll do some good damage, but it's not like a really goofy one.
I just thought of the best war story that I have to tell next week.
Okay,
Because I don't want to overload us. with
No,
war
we're going to
stories.
keep doing them.
You're gonna have more
every
war
week.
stories.
Have a
That's going
really
to be
good
a
one.
big part of Alt is talking
War
about our
stories never
paths
change.
Yeah, next week. Well, let's do one more, and then we'll tell you next week.